At Christmas, Julie DePetro was leading her best life. She was an active, spunky, independent 52-year-old. Today, 18 weeks later, she is confined to a wheelchair. She can't walk, use the bathroom, or do anything without the aid of assistant.
She can barely talk, but if you can understand her, she'll tell you she feels lucky. Lucky to have survived 4 months in intensive care. Lucky to have survived COVID-19. 17's
Nicole Gitsky has been following this story for months and now has an update.
I can't walk, I can't stand. I used to be completely normal, and we have to be careful because we take these for granted. Walking, standing. You know how much I would want to get up right now and run and walk. I have to catch myself sometimes because I was normal. I could do it. I can't even stand up. I have a bag where I have my stool comes from. I have a feeding tube here. I have a Foley catheter. I have a trach. That's why you can't hear me very well. But you know what? I'm alive, and I should be alive. It's because God, my kids, and my family.
Julie DePetro has been fighting for her life for 4 months. For most of that time, doctors thought coronavirus would win.
I should be dead. My kids were told, your mom's going to die in 2 days. Take her off life support now.
But DePetro is tough. She's been a nurse practitioner for over 30 years. At the beginning of the pandemic, she suited up and went to work helping those battling the insidious virus. That turned personal in December.
I went in, got tested on the 14th. 3 hours before I started my new job, I looked at my results and I knew it was negative. It said positive. I was blown away.
She was hospitalized just before Christmas, but was out after a couple nights. January 2nd was her birthday. Her sister-in-law found her unconscious on the floor that morning.
Next thing I know is I think like the next day they said, you know, your mom's on a ventilator. And I thought, this is not good. You know, this is going to be bad. Just like everyone's been predicting about COVID, when you get it, you have comorbid conditions like autoimmune disease, you're on immunosuppressive. I thought this might be a long journey.
Julie spent the next 3 months in an ICU bed. She was placed on a ventilator multiple times, intubated, and in a medically induced coma. But she's a fighter. By late March, she had fought her way back to consciousness and then discharged from the intensive care unit. And finally, the move from the hospital to a rehab facility. Blessed, yes, but her fight has just begun. A relief to be out of the hospital, but that relief is short-lived. Her medical bills continue to pile up. Nearly 3 months in the intensive care unit, receiving life-saving treatments and a year of rehabilitation is not cheap.
I checked her mailbox and there were probably 10 different packets of paper all saying wheelchair denied, walker denied, hospital bed denied, bedside commode denied. You know, I'm like, how am I gonna, what am I gonna do? How do we get her better if we don't have any equipment? Like, we had to go pay out of pocket for transport.
As a contract nurse practitioner, Julie was not officially an employee at any of the hospitals where she worked. Now, she's not able to work and has no income. That's why her kids set up a GoFundMe to help with what will be a huge debt. The fund has helped the family pay Julie's mortgage and now helps pay for the stacks of bills they're receiving daily. It's the price she's paying, but a price she reminds herself she's lucky to have.
The reason why we even like have her house still is because of that fund.
She knows more than 1,300 Kern residents weren't as lucky. That's the local COVID death toll, and it continues to rise.
Don't take this lightly. For you young kids, don't think, I'm not going to get it. You can get it, not know it, and give it to me. I'm older. I have other conditions that prove me under. My kids had to not know if their mom was going to die.
The virus stripped Julie of the life she had. Her road to recovery will be a long one.
I want to walk it, and I'm so afraid. You see how unsafe I'm so afraid I won't be able to walk. This is how difficult. This is how serious COVID is. I can't take a step.
But at least she gets to recover instead of her kids planning a funeral.
That was 17's Nicole Gitsky reporting, and after losing 52 pounds during her hospital stay, Julie is learning to build up her muscle strength. If you would like to help with her medical costs, you can find the link to the GoFundMe on our website, kget.com.